I'm ROSECRANS Vic. You're now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned in to the LIQ podcast. You know the deal, you know the vibe, you know what's going on. Yes, sir, we are here. We got another exciting episode for you guys tonight. But before we go any further, I just want to say real quick to all the veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. I'm really appreciative for what you guys have done for us. I feel like the older I get, the more I respect what they've done for us. When I was little, I just used to be like, we don't have to go to school today. You know what I'm saying? So veterans, we appreciate you guys. Yeah, man. Also, let's keep it moving. If you guys want to be on the show, make sure you call the hotline 626-209-9402. You guys could ask us completely anything. It's part of the Talk to Me Nice segment, and it's a way for us to, build this bridge between each other. We're like the FUBU of podcasting. It's for you, by you. You know what I mean? Whatever you ask, we answer. And so that's that. Also, make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment. Shout out to you guys for helping us build this YouTube page. The views have just been stacking little by little, and we're just going to put the hours in until we get to where we got to go. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. All right, so look, this week's musical guest, he is from LA. He just dropped a tape called Not Him. It's on all platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor and give a big hand for After Hours. Let's go.
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Run it up, kid.
Bitch, not gonna pay me to these niggas, I'm not him. Sports Center, ballin' on these niggas, I'm top 10. When I'm at the bank, the only time that I got friends. Nigga acting tough, man, I wonder who shot him. Whole gang lit, you would think we a rock man. Bitch acting bougie, where the fuck is your thought friend? Hit it from the back, I won't do it, I'm not him. I just want head in the front of the drop bins. Niggas looking at me like they seen me before. Grenades in my pocket, watch a young nigga blow. Catch me knocking at your door, it's a kick down for show. Neiman Market shopping, man, this shit on the flow. Saks Fifth shopping, I'ma buy what I want. I'm the type of nigga that these bad bitches want. You a broke nigga, I could do what you don't. $400 zip, and I smoked it all alone. Big booty bitch, and she bought it on her own. All this ice on my neck, turn my heart into chrome. This fly ass loft, coulda went and got her home. It costs to be a boss, I'ma pay 'em what they want. Getting to this money, I don't care what niggas on. Now I got a bag, I'm like, leave me alone. I was down bad when niggas left me out. South Coast Plaza, the racks is out. Nigga tryna rob me or do I need glasses now? 1200 in my cup, I ain't passing out. Even if he got a stick, I ain't backing down. Nigga, stop tryna lie, the cat is out. All these credit card scammers just maxing out. Leave a nigga bleeding like a bitch, he a maxi now. That I told you little niggas that I'm not him. Your enemies is real close, you better watch them.
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Once again, that's After Hours. Make sure you tap in with him on Instagram. After Hours, appreciate you, bro. If you guys want to be in the treehouse and you guys want to showcase your talent, you can hit us up on Instagram at LIQ Podcast, or if you want to go to the website and click around, liqpodcast.com. There's a contact button. You could contact us, and we'll reach out to you, schedule you guys in, and, make that happen. I don't care if you guys sing, rap, tell a joke, play spoons, like you know what I'm saying? Whatever you guys do, if it's creative and you want to showcase your talent, the Treehouse is the place to do that. So, yeah, man, just make sure you guys tap in with us. Let's get into it. Today's guest is from the city of Downey originally. He now resides in Hollywood. He's becoming the face of Latin hip-hop in L.A., and he doesn't even rap. He dropped the album, and he didn't even spit a bar. He literally has the city on his back right now. He's part of the Brown Bag podcast. He runs ROSECRANS Ave. He's part of OTR Records. He did Mad lately. He runs, he writes for Audio MACK, and he's a publicist for Duno from Duno's World. He's doing a lot of things, and I'm excited to have this conversation today. Ladies and gentlemen, help me give a big hand for ROSECRANS Vic. Let's go. Yeah. Hold up.
We're out here.
ROSECRANS, what up, bro?
I'm good, bro.
How you doing?
I'm good. We just made the drive to Springfield, you feel me?
Yeah, we in
Bit
here,
of a
bro.
mission. But you know what's funny is like, like I'm a big Simpsons fan, so like this shit is super fire.
Yeah.
And like we never found out where Springfield was, like what state it was located in. So like when I leave here, I don't know where the fuck I'm at.
It's in like
Concept. Yeah, it's like, but the address you come here, it'll send you somewhere else. So I'm like, yeah, this is really Springfield.
Yo,
when I walk out of here, I'll never know how to get back.
What was your day like today?
Today, my day was very uneventful today. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could think of a good lie like that.
Uneventful?
Made it sound way better. Like to keep it G, it was like some shit where I woke up hella early because shout out the homegirl Letty. She made her debut on Power 106 today.
Oh yeah, shout out. Yeah, I seen that, bro.
Yeah, so I woke up early to listen to her, and then after that, I was just kind of like tired. I was like, damn, I'm tired. I got a hella shit to do, stressed out. And then it's Veterans Day, right? So
the streets were kind of empty too today.
I didn't even go outside yet. But the thing is, like, Veterans Day used to be like some shit, or like any holiday, used to be some shit I look forward to, right? But like I work
because you get days off.
Yeah, but I work from home. I work for myself. So all it means is like I have to watch my son while I'm trying to work. So it's just a very difficult day. Like, you know, he's just asking me for like pizza at 9 a.m. And I'm just like, damn. And then he wants waffles. Then I'm like, okay, now you want waffles, and then he's like, can we order food? I'm like, well, you just had 3 meals. Like,
how old's your son?
He's about to be 8.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son's 8 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got an 8-year-old.
So you know what it's like.
Yeah, I got an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. The 3-year-old runs a crib. The 8-year-old's on autopilot. He just kind of chills out, watches himself. He's into drawing and stuff, so he like kind of keeps himself occupied. The 3-year-old, she's the one like eating chocolate chip cookies with Fruit Loops in the morning and stuff like that. Yeah. That's crazy, bro.
So, that was pretty much it for me. That's all I did.
Yeah. Let's talk about the podcast real quick.
Yeah.
I first of all want to say congratulations. I just seen you guys at Locals Only.
Thank you.
You guys just did the live show.
For us, it's just funny because we didn't do anything like this on purpose. Like as far as starting, as far as like we were like, yeah, we're gonna fucking kill him with this one. Like it was really on some shit of like, yo, we should start a podcast. Yeah, we should. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, let's sit down. Let's think of a name. Okay, let's think of a name. And it's like, yeah, let's do a photo shoot. Yeah, fuck it, let's do a photo shoot. It was so like casual the way we came about that podcast. It was me and Letty had discussed it, and then Duno wanted to be involved, and then we're like, yeah, of course, we love Duno.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, now we're all doing it. We recorded like 3 pilots. They never came out. And then one day we just sat down, and then we're like, okay, I think we got the name. Brown Bag, fire. We love that name.
Yeah.
We recorded one episode, and it just
when you guys did the pilots, you guys did it just to test chemistry, or like, how come they never came out?
Probably because we were saying some wild shit.
Oh, for real? Patreon content?
I don't know. It was just some shit like, yeah, I mean, I guess it was. I feel like we never worried about the chemistry thing. It was just instantly like, I had chemistry with Letty. Instantly, like me and Duno are cool. We've done podcasts together in the past, so it's like, it was just so natural the way it all came together. And we did the first episode, and then we realized that like, oh shit, like people have been waiting for something like this. You know, there's like a audience for this.
Yeah, but you were before this were on No Jumper with Mad Lately, right?
Facts.
And so I seen you had kind of like a similar setup as far as team is concerned with other co-hosts, right?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Like, what was the transition in that? Like, as far as, I feel like it was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, the platform was a big platform, but I feel like you leaving No Jumper was actually a better move, because where you're at now is just, it feels like a lot more like organic and right. You get me? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Mad Lately, it was a concept I came up with because Adam had hit me up and he was like, hey, I want you to do a podcast on our network. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I had to come up with like something to be like, okay, this is gonna be different, because I used to do another podcast called ROSECRANS Radio, and it was just primarily focused on like LA hip hop. I only wanted to talk to like people from LA or like related or just all music shit. And then I knew with No Jumper, like we had to be a little more broad, not just talk to like the up and coming rappers of LA or producers or anything like that. So I thought of like the two other best media people in LA that I knew. So I'm like, okay, Gina, that'll be fire to have her as a co-host. And Gabe, you know, love Gabe. We've wanted to work on some stuff together already. So that came together and we just started, you know, thinking of ideas and stuff like that. And we didn't really have a team. It was literally just us three. Yeah. So now that like I have the Brown Bag podcast, like our team is like full of 6-7 people, you know what I'm saying, outside of the talent. And so at the time, like we were trying to do a lot of things and we were trying to cater to No Jumper's audience while maintaining our own identities. And it was a lot of things that just kind of didn't click. You know what I'm saying? We gave it our best shot. I'll say that. And I think since then, me, Gabe, and Gina have all gone on to do like great things outside of it. And I'm like still super close to them. Gina came to my live show. We like embraced. Gabe has been in London with Blast and like, you know, touring all over the country and shit like that. So like, it's just super dope to watch. And I feel like that was necessary for all of us to springboard. Yeah. And then the funny thing is that a lot of people might think that like I started Brown Bag because Mad Lately was over, but that actually didn't happen. I was doing Mad Lately and I didn't even feel like it wasn't going to work anymore or anything like that. I had just done content with Letty and then we were talking and we were like, yeah, well, let's do the podcast. I'm like, fuck it, I'll record Mad Lately on Mondays. And then we can do this like on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I watched some of your interviews yesterday just to make sure I kind of don't touch the same things that are already out there. Yeah. And I caught at the end of the episode with you and Letty, you were like, yo, so we're still going to do that podcast? Yeah. The relationship, especially with Letty, seems very organic. Yeah. You get me? It just flows and she's great at what she does, bro. Facts. And I feel like with the No Jumper stuff, it felt like watching from the outside that like Adam was always not always it looked like he was in search of diversity. You get me? And so even with your guys' show coming on, it was just a diverse set. You get me? Yeah. And with what you guys have now, it almost reminds me of like a everyday struggle, but for LA Latinos. You feel me? Yeah. Like there's literally like I feel like you're like the Joe Budden. You feel me? I feel like Duno's like academics.
I don't want to be Joe Budden.
No, but I'm just talking about.
It's a compliment though. I understand.
You get me?
I don't like dogs that much.
But like I feel like Letty's like Nadeska. You feel me? Like she kind of just like she's in the middle, kind of controlling things.
Yeah, she's more of like the moderator. I say like she's like the A mic on the show. Yeah, and that's something that I have been accustomed to doing. Previously, it's like I was kind of always the A mic and had to like run the point of the show.
You're driving the boat.
Exactly. And now I'm like able to be like on the wing, going for alley-oops and dunking it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm playing a different position on this show, and I feel like it's allowed me to grow a lot more and allowed me to like people to see more of like the real me. You know what I'm saying? Because on Mad Lately, I mean, I would be myself, but I had to like keep us on topic and you know, get serious when we needed to get serious.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did a podcast tour in Jersey and I hit like 3 podcasts out there. And so here I'm like, I'm editing, I'm talking, I'm in a conversation. Yeah. We used to have to make sure the cameras weren't overheating. I'm like, I feel like the one-man band in here. Like, you get me? I'm doing all this for the first 5 minutes. But once I went and started doing other people's podcasts, sitting in the passenger seat is like, oh, I get to chill. Fact. Now I can focus on talking. You feel me? The art of just conversation. You get me? Like it's a whole different pressure that's on you. You get me? And you get to, like you said, you know, bring the buckets in and score, you know, score that slam dunk and stuff like that. Can we talk about the actual reason you actually left No Jumper? I don't know if you've talked about that yet or not.
I don't know if I have actually, but yeah, we could talk about it. I mean, basically, we had a really dope show. We had Destiny Rogers on, and we felt like it was a great episode. We are like, oh, I think this was our best episode yet. And then Josh, he's like, hey, sit down with us. He's like, he's the one that's like behind the camera, like making sure everything's straight, engineer of the show, I guess. And so he's like, yeah, can you guys come sit over here? And then I'm like, oh shit. Like, it felt like I got called into the principal's office.
Yeah.
And then so he sat us down and he was
That's the worst feeling. Like, yo, can we talk?
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
like,
I need to talk to you
for 2 hours on the podcast.
Yeah.
What you mean? So he sat us down. He's like, yeah, so we're gonna have to go in a different direction on Monday nights and stuff like that. And I'm just like, all right, for sure. Like, I really wasn't tripping, and I think partly because, I mean, I do a lot of shit out of there. Like, financially, that was like the thing that was bringing me in the least bread out of everything I do.
Yeah.
So there wasn't that stress, but and then it was always like, oh shit, like this was I don't like to feel like I failed. You know what I'm saying? But I know that I really gave it my best shot. So I have nothing to like be upset about.
Yeah.
So, but basically he just told us, yeah, you know what, the views are low and like stuff like that. And I understood. And I understood much more because the first episode that we did of Brown Bag got like the same amount of views that we got on No Jumper, and No Jumper has almost 4 million subscribers. And we had a brand new channel with 0 subscribers.
Yeah.
So I can see, I'm like, oh yeah, like these numbers are no good. You know what I'm saying?
And not to I mean, I'm bringing this conversation up because one of the main things I want to dialogue about here, because you dialogue about artists all the time and have that debate, but I want to talk about podcasting. Like that's a lane that I'm in, and it took me 2 years to get here. And I had to just take a break. We just came back off of a break just to get things right and fix the formula in which and how we run things over here. But for me, the second season was just about the aesthetics. So I had fun just finding the art, the color, the frame, and all this stuff. So now that we figured that out, the season I'm in right now is like, how do I turn this into a business? And how do I get bread out of this? You get me? Because I see people like yourself being able to do this, you know what I mean, on a large scale. And not only just for the internet, but you guys are actually able to touch people in real life. And once I seen that, I said, it's real. You get me? Because it's different than just putting out content and you don't know who's really watching. Yeah. But when people actually show up for you, it's like, okay, yeah, like Mark Cuban said, I said it on the last podcast, where there's a community, there's value. And you guys honestly have that. And talking and having conversations and ending up where you're at now, it's like all that was for a reason. It's obvious now, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just like curious about the seasons you were in and the waves you were in to get to where you're at today, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're completely right. It's about having a community and like finding your audience, because honestly, I've been doing things in LA hip hop, and I feel like for a long time my audience has been people that are in LA hip hop, like other rappers, producers, media people. Like they would always show love, they would always be tuned in, but I didn't get so many of like audience of like everyday people. You know what I'm saying, that don't give a fuck about music or anything like that. And to be honest, like we sometimes live in a bubble and we think that like everybody's into what we're into. Everybody knows who Draco the Ruler is. Everybody knows, who Remble is and all these people. But the majority of the people have no fucking idea what we're talking about, who these artists are, what they're doing. They don't give a fuck. And it took me a while to realize that there's so many more people that just go to work and are bored and they want to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like finally, like with the Brown Bag podcast, like we found our audience, and it's just regular everyday people that want to be entertained.
And what's tight is that like as a listener, you guys are just it seems way more effortless. You get me? Like when you know, comparing you to you, I'm mad lately, you can see you driving the boat.
Yeah.
You get me? With what you're doing now, it just looks like you guys are just having fun, bro. You get me? My question is, I know the carne asada,
Duno and rival.
Yeah. Break that down for me, because like my parents spoke Spanish to fix their problems, so I don't really know like the details, you know what I mean, of what's going on, but I kind of get it. So break that down for me. What is that?
So basically, this goes back to like finding your audience, right? So like we put a remix, and when I say we, I'm gonna say like the brains of the operation of Brown Bag is really Letty. You know what I'm saying? And we give our input and stuff like that, but I'm gonna give her credit. So we wanted to do like a fuck, marry, kill. But that's very like dark. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you can't play that with everybody, because like you're gonna like kill somebody, you're gonna fuck somebody. Like it's just kind of, you know, it's whatever. It's 2021. We can't be doing shit. So she was like, okay, how about we put a spin on it, like carne asada, like someone you want to invite to the carne asada. Nino's
okay, yeah. Well, carne asada was the one I was kind of questioning, because I'm like, carne asada, does that mean you want his meat?
No,
you get me? Like that's what I thought carne asada meant. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
all right. Thanks for the clarity. Yeah.
So Nino is like your padrino in Hispanic culture, like. That's like a important figure in your life usually. So
I got a Nino.
It gives you money, gives you advice.
Your godfather.
You know what I'm saying? Usually like the richest person in your family if you're smart. And then rival is like, you know, we didn't want to kill nobody, but you know, you have some ops in life.
Yeah.
Like,
if you gotta pick an op, which one is the op? If you had to pick.
Yeah. So that's basically like the origin of that, and like people love doing that. And I think it's funny because when we play it, whenever like we ask people, like, because we're 3 people on the podcast, so they're like, we'll be like, oh, okay, do us, you know, carne asada, Nino, rival. I'm always the rival. I'm like, fuck, you don't want me as your rival. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
But I understand, because like Letty and Duno are so lovable. Not to say I'm not, but I just feel like people can see me and be like, yeah, like. I can see how people like won't like me.
I could rock with them and I can't rock with them. Yeah.
I don't ever take it personal, honestly. Yeah. Like I'm just glad they're watching.
On the live show, I seen everybody doing the carne asada with Duno, and I'm like, damn, everybody want this nigga meat. Like, that shit crazy. I'm like, I had to figure it out. That's why I had to ask you real quick. But I think for the formula of podcasting, I think having segments is such a big thing. Yeah. With you guys don't have guests on all the time, and for me, this is like a guest-driven show, right? Yeah. My whole purpose in bringing people in to have conversations is I want to leave something for the people that are watching. I'm not trying to influence people that are my age or older. I'm trying to leave an impression on the people that are my age or younger. You get me? And so if we could have bring in experts or bring in people that have knowledge to drop something, I want to be able to leave popcorn trails, so when I'm dead and gone, people could be able to say, okay, I learned something here today, or I got something from here today. You know, with you guys are a different type of feel. You guys are walking through life with people on a regular basis and just connecting with the Latin community, like, you know what I'm saying, on a different type of level. So
yeah, basically, like that's something we figured out. Like we thought about like, oh, we should talk some music, but it's like a blessing and a curse. Like Duno, every time we would talk music on the pilots, he would just be quiet, because he's like, I don't fucking know music, like you know, blah, blah. Like he likes what he likes, but me and Letty are like super hip hop heads, and you know, we're gonna dissect things and stuff like that. But that people get bored of that. Like regular everyday people, like they don't give a fuck that much. Like me and Letty are super music nerds. Yeah. And so
you guys touch on it a little bit, but it's not the core of what it is.
We could tap into that anytime we want. And I think we realized that like we don't have to sit here and try to prove to everybody like how much we know about this and that. Yeah. If they ask us, we can tell them. And then we also do things separately. Like obviously like Letty got the job at Power 106 now. So she's gonna be able to express her hip hop headassery over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do interviews myself, like on my YouTube channel and all that. So I'm like, I could do that over there. Over here, this needs to be something completely different.
Yeah, and I think too, the first time I met you was at the Runners LA pop up like years ago, maybe like 2 years ago or something like that.
Oh, okay.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, that was like after like Rolling Loud or like it was like
Yeah, I think it was last year sometime.
okay.
Yeah, but
Was it in downtown or was it off La Brea?
I don't remember. I remember in the back of the store, they were cooking some crazy hibachi back there.
Oh, okay, it was off La Brea. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
grand opening, yeah.
yeah, so I went there. I went there with Johnny.
Yeah.
They told me to pull up, and you know, they're like, "Oh, that's the homie Rosecrans," and I met you. I'm pretty sure you don't remember me because you met a lot of people, or just there was a lot of people there. I met Duno that day as well. And one thing that I rocked with you guys immediately on was that you guys are just super humble. You get me? Like, you guys weren't on your own shit at that time. Duno was doing numbers and coming up and stuff like that. And I had some homies from Jersey pull up.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, yo, is anything going on in the city? So I told them to pull up. And they were all starstruck off Duno. Like, they seen him like, oh, that's the guy from the internet. They hear from out of town and shit, right? But he just came up and say what's up to everybody. And he was just real politicking and cool. So, like, off bat, I'm like, yeah, like, it's tight to see the circle you guys are in. But also, as far as music is concerned, your guys' everyday moves is around artists and music and all, all that other stuff. The other event I went to was the one at Los Globos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long ago that was, like a couple months ago or something like that.
I don't know if I went to a Los Globos show.
Hey,
Somebody else did.
Nah, what show was that I pulled up with her to?
Was it Catch One?
Was it? Nah. Rucci was there.
Bravo was headlining. It wasn't Catch One.
It might have been Catch One.
It was my show.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Catch One.
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't been to Los Globos.
Nah, did they change the name though?
They have the same owner, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's like 8 different venues within that one or something like that, right?
It used to be called something else. It used to be called Union.
Yeah.
And then now they call it Catch One.
Yeah, so when I seen you at the pop-up, I seen one side of you, and then when I seen you at the concert venue, I seen a whole different side of you. You get me? And then I'm like, okay, this is the whole music side. This is the whole artist side, everybody that's around. And this was the first time for me that I seen the new wave of Latin hip-hop. Yeah. And not like Paisa hip-hop. You feel me? This isn't like people that don't know English. It's like, for a long time, I feel like I think it was like Cap G or something like that was like coming up, and it was just like, okay, Snoop Dogg's bumping his music. It's a Mexican movement, you feel me?
Yeah.
And when I seen you guys, I'm like, oh shit, there's a wave.
Yeah.
Like, it's heavy and it's deep, and to see you guys in the middle of it, it's dope to see. You get me? Because there was a lot of people showing up for it. You get me?
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the music and how you got involved with it, the album that you guys dropped and all that stuff?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think it's funny, like, it's so dope to see now that there's like a big Mexican community of rappers, and like you said, it's like they're their own type of people. You know what I'm saying? It's not like before where it was like, what do they used to call it? I mean, I want to say Cholo rap, but it wasn't Cholo rap.
Like Little Rob?
Yeah, fucking Chicano rap. There it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, Chicano rap.
Yeah, like I fucked with some of it, but I could never identify.
You can never relate to. You can never rock with it.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like evil and shit. You know? But like this new wave of Mexican artists, like they're completely themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because I've shown a lot of love to a lot of them. Bravo, Suede, Peso. Noticed their talent from early on, but when I first started out, I feel like I didn't cover like not one Mexican artist or Latino artist because I didn't feel like they were any good, and then I felt like I didn't want to show any type of favoritism. So I was like, if anything, if I seen like a Latino artist and I thought he was like okay, like I would be extra hard on him. Like, nah, he needs to be the best. You know
because of what is out right now. You're competing with what's out.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, as a Latino, I didn't want to ever make it seem like I'm the Latino guy who only listens to other Latino. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't.
Hey,
be
but you
written
understand?
off.
You understand? You're the face of it now, right?
I mean, yeah.
I remember. I mean, I heard you saying like you were debating. I forgot who you were talking to. You were saying something like, I think OGZ's like the new face of like the Latin, but like watching. Like sidebar on the side, I feel like you're the face, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? Because you're in the, you're not just around one person. You represent a lot of people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that see you as a, what is it like the gatekeeper?
Yeah.
You get me? People see you and respect your position as that dude. You know, as far as when it comes to the Latin culture with the music.
I appreciate that, but I never kept anybody out of a gate.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
If they're good enough, they're fast enough, they can hop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they don't need me.
Yeah.
I see what's hot and I'll be like, yeah, this is fire, and I'll co-sign it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like gatekeeper, a lot of times, like it insinuates that you're keeping people out.
Yeah.
And really, I just fuck with what I fuck with. Yeah. And if there's anything that I think is trash, I literally just will never bring it up, never talk about it, because it's not worth mentioning. You know what I'm saying? So,
maybe not gatekeeper. Maybe gatekeeper is the wrong word, but people see you as an avenue.
yeah.
You get me?
Course, yeah.
People see you like, I'm pretty sure because of who you're around, what you're around, and all that stuff, your DMs are probably crazy with just so many other artists that are trying to get on ROSECRANS Ave, get
my
the
attention
interview and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that definitely happens. But yeah, I the reason why I rock with like Bravo, and like I met Bravo when he was 17.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled up to the studio in like a brand new Audi, and I was just like, he pulled up with like a bottle of Hennessy and the Blammy in his pocket, and I'm like, I'm like, yeah, like it was for our interview. It was his first ever interview.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is this kid? Like, what the fuck? You know, like it just took me by surprise. I'm thinking to myself at 17, and like he was really like a grown man at 17, but you know, still 17. So I'm like, yo, this kid is like gonna be somebody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we began our relationship since then, and always showed love. You know, anytime I could promote him or help him out with in any way, no strings attached, like I would do it because I just genuinely believed in him. You know what I'm saying? And I knew he was a good kid working towards getting out of the reality he was in. You know what I'm saying? And I knew how dedicated he was, so I showed him love. And him growing and being a bigger artist led to other artists, or not even artists, but just other people that felt like they were just like him. It encouraged them to rap. Like I know it did, you know, because I've talked to Sway that during
If he could do it, we could do it.
Peso, same thing. I'm like, who did you grow up listening to, Peso? He said, Bravo the Bag Chaser. I'm like, y'all is damn near same age. Like, how you
hey, but honestly, at that show, the Catch one or whatever, that's when I got hip to Peso.
Yeah.
Peso is one of, I ain't gonna say my favorite artist, but he's an artist that's on my playlist now.
Yeah.
You get me? From that show, like there was a lot of people up there showing out, up in the middle, doing all that stuff. But out of everybody I seen, like I literally, I do music videos, I'm an editor, all that content creator and all that. So I spend a lot of time behind the camera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm watching and I'm like breaking it apart in my own right. And I'm like, that kid got it. Yeah. You get me? Peso, he got something special. Let me ask you this. What do you do with people that want to get interviewed by you, but you don't want to interview them? How do you curve?
I feel like, I mean, there's different levels to curving because, you know, sometimes it's like.
Is there an art to curving?
Yeah, there's sometimes like I'm absolutely not going to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make any sense. So.
What criteria do you look for in order to like interview somebody?
I just have to be inspired to want to do something. Like, I feel like I've done enough interviews where I don't need like the repetitions anymore. Like, there's been days I've done 6 interviews in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've played like games with myself where I don't prepare any questions for a guest sometimes, just so I can think on my feet. You know what I'm saying? And be like, okay, I don't have anything prepared, but we're going to have a good conversation. And I'll walk out of that interview to be like, I actually liked it. You know what I'm saying? So I've done all that like groundwork. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 7 years in. So
yeah, you got the hours in.
Yeah. So at this point, it's just like, I only want to do things that I am inspired to do. I want to be extra creative, and I want it to make sense for both parties. Like I want to like make an impact with anything I do going forward. And that's something that I've been on very recently, and the results have like really paid off. You know what I'm saying? So I got the Baby Stone Gorillas interview. Like I was inspired, I saw their music videos, and I'm like, damn, this is hard. Yeah. And I knew they were going to be like really popular going forward. So I'm like, I need to have the first interview. Like it just needs to be me.
What do you do with artists that you go to interview and they're just not talkative? Because in the Baby Stone Gorilla, there's like one of the dudes, he was just like
P4K, yeah.
I don't even know their name, but I was just like, he just like in his own world. Like
after watching it back, I had like this gonna sound stupid, but I had like really bad allergies that day. Like I felt like shit. Yeah. So I was like, I had my questions and I was like reading them off, and like I knew that it wasn't gonna be like a great interview because I'm interviewing 4 people at once and it's their first interview. Mm-hmm. But looking back, I'm like, I should have directed questions towards him if I to
pull it out.
Yeah, see that when I'm throwing the questions to the group, people are chiming in, but he's staying quiet because maybe he feels like I'm not speaking directly to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's like something I felt.
Or it's like the homies got it. Let this speak. Yeah, the homies got it.
So, but now like going forward, like if I do another interview with them or something, I'm gonna specifically have questions for him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and hone in on him and make sure that he feels included, because it's difficult interviewing multiple people at a time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to maintain a rhythm and a flow and everybody be engaged. So stuff like that. That was like a mistake of mine that I've learned from, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm glad to have like pulled up and been super creative. I went to the, Jim Gilliam Park, did the whole thing there, and then I just did like the OGZ interview. I wanted it to be in a special place. So it's like, boom, he got a Marisco restaurant, boom. All right, tight. We're going to set it up right in front. I just did an interview with Wally the Sensei, and he has a song called Bumped to Calabasas. Mm-hmm. And so I rented a Sprinter. And we drove.
Yeah, seen that on your story. That's fire.
So that's like, because I'm being creative and it's a lot more fun this way. Mm. And so I feel like now people are kind of seeing that, and I don't think I get asked to interview people as often anymore, because I think they can just look at what I'm doing and be like, I don't think I meet the criteria.
Yeah, they respect it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the past, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've like yesed people down. I'll be like, yeah, we're gonna do it, for sure.
yeah. For sure. Hit me.
I got you.
Tap in.
Yeah. It's shit like that you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, like when I have people here coming, there's like, I love bringing people on that know how to talk. You know what I mean? And I knew this was going to be an easy conversation because, I mean, you number one, put the hours in. But there's some artists that come here and they're like, they come in with the I'm being interviewed mentality. Yeah. So they just like give the one-word answers, and I'm like, I need you to expound. You get me? Like it feels like a job interview. It's like, nah, like I need stories, bro.
No, I've had like several of those, and I feel like what I do is I just try to throw a curveball anytime I can. It's when it's a artist that's like not being talkative enough or whatever. Or I'll just end the shit early, honestly. Yeah. Like, it's just like, bro. Like, it's hey, this was fun, bro. Let's do it again. But I don't ever take it like personal. Yeah. Because I've always been somebody that's been somebody's first or second interview. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's where I cut my teeth on. Yeah. I'm not somebody that's like, a TV reporter where you're expecting celebrities to come in and then
be media trained and all that stuff.
They're supposed to have the media training, and then they give you one word response that's really saying fuck you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In this space, you can't be like that. You just got to be understanding that they just, they're fresh out the streets. Yeah. There's cameras around. They're nervous. Yeah. Like, why the fuck are all these people wanting to listen to what I say? Are you guys the feds? I don't know. Is this a sting operation? You know what I'm saying?
But honestly, when I started doing this, I realized that conversation is an art. Yeah. There's an art to conversation. You get me? And the more I started watching the episodes back, I started learning what I liked about myself and what I didn't, as far as what was coming out of my mouth. You get me? Like my filler words, my gap words, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you learned about yourself and watching yourself?
I say the word like too much.
Yeah.
I hate when I do that. There's sometimes I feel like I mumble when I don't like finish a whole thought. I'll just kind of like be like blah, 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 blah. I say a lot.
Yeah,
that's one that I hate so much. I hate that about myself so much. I'm like, I don't need to say it. I can just pause.
Yeah, the pause.
Instead of saying, I just pause.
In the beginning, I was like, when people are talking and instead of just like agreeing with them, I'd be like, yeah.
I still do that sometimes.
I need to like stop the yeah. Like the homies would see me and they'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, nah. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's that. I have a nervous laugh sometimes too.
That
I use just for like filler because I don't like to. I feel like my worst nightmare is like dead air.
Yeah.
When it's just nothing.
But dead air is not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not, but it makes me nervous for whatever reason. It's like
nothing. All right. What's the vision?
The vision. Check. Yeah. I'm here. Like I'm able to support my son for the past 2 years, almost 3 years. Yeah. Able to vacation, able to, have my own spot for the last 3 years off doing shit I love. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that like I'm not here. This isn't the ultimate goal, but like definitely where I want to be. And then it's just like the ultimate vision is have like a facility, we do original content, make sure the brand grows as big as I feel like it should be, continue to sell out like podcast shows with the brown bag, just be the biggest media maven I can be, honestly, have a successful company, keep producing other talented individuals like on the media side and putting out, dope music, potentially putting out another album, just everything I've been doing, but just on a larger scale.
Within the content in the media world, how many different avenues of funding do you get through everything you have? Like, cause or like how many different things do you have on the table right now that are bringing in bread? Like with ROSECRANS Ave, with the brown bag and stuff like that.
Brown bag, ROSECRANS. Whenever we throw shows, that's like our money makers. We also do like, we'll like co-promote shows. Like we just co-promoted a show with Swifty Blue at the Roxy, stuff like that. What else is there? ROSECRANS Vic as like an entity, me like, I sometimes I like to host things and stuff like that. So that's like its own separate thing. What else? The YouTube. Now we got the YouTube booming. So like now we're getting like YouTube money. So that's fire. We got our YouTube monetized.
So you guys divide that up between y'all three, or how does that work? Does it go back into the podcast?
Oh, for the pod. Oh, yeah. So for Brown Bag, that's been getting monetized. Yeah. But we're just letting it sit there. We're just like it's different now because we have like a staff. Like we're more concerned with like we want to pay our staff. You know what I'm saying? We want to pay our editors. We want to pay our camera people. We want to pay our social media person. You know what I'm saying? So that's really that. And then anything else, like we're not in the space where any of us need to like take that money. We're in the investing stage. So if we need better cameras, more angles, like anything that we make is going to go back into the podcast for the foreseeable future. My ROSECRANS page, though, my YouTube just got monetized. So like that's fire. And that's really more so of just like the money I've been spending for so long and just coming out of pocket and investing. It's coming back. Now it's going to start to come back. Like every interview is like $100.
When it gets monetized, do you got to like hit them up, or do they just automatically start sending you stuff?
Yeah, so like I got an email. I know that I'm like new to this too, but
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I got an email like 2 months ago. There's like certain criteria you have to reach. It's like a certain number of subscribers, certain amount of hours watched on your channel.
Yeah, but once you reach the criteria is what I'm asking.
Yeah, you get an email. It says like your YouTube is now eligible for monetization. Yeah, and then it says like you have to
link your accounts and all that stuff.
Yeah, like fill out some things and blah blah blah. So you just like go in there. It's pretty straightforward. Link an account, and then you just start to monetize your videos. You go back and put monetize, and if people watch ads during your shit, then that's good, and you start to get money back and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's dope.
That's fire. All right, let's switch it up a little bit. Astro World, let's talk about that. It's a big thing going on in the news right now. How do you feel about not necessarily what's going on? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody feels it's a tragedy and stuff like that. But as far as, do you feel like Travis Scott is and Rock Nation is responsible for this? Or because they said like the damages is going to be like within the $1 billion or billions or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Live Nation, but do I feel like
Live
they were
Nation.
responsible? I don't know. It's so tricky. I feel like everybody was at fault in some way. Like nobody is necessarily free of blame, but at the same time, I think it's important, but I think it's more important to just focus on like the fact that it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
And how sad it is and how it can be avoided going forward.
The insurance covered like 24 million, but with all the people that died, it's just like a crazy number. Like the girl that was brain dead literally just passed away recently.
Yeah,
so it's just a lot of stuff going on. But
but
I guess
let's not feel bad for like any of the corporations because they're not real people.
Yeah.
And people get fired from those corporations all fucking day.
Yeah.
So we should never feel bad like, oh my God, they just took like a $60 million loss. Like that shit ain't even their money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's somebody's money. At the end of the day, like all this shit is like hedge funds and shit. So it's like, it's not anybody's money.
For me, I was kind of tripping on just like I was hearing some lawyer talk and he was talking about like crowd control, right?
Mm-hmm.
When all these artists want everybody to wild out at their shows and they're telling people to do all this stuff and they're bringing up a lot of old clips from him telling people to jump over security and do all this stuff. Like, you're actually controlling the crowd,
He's
right?
inciting the
Yeah, you're inciting it.
Yeah.
So I feel like now there's a lot of artists that are out there right now. They're like, I don't know if they're doing it for clout tokens or what, but they're like stopping their shows and their shows ain't even that crazy packed out. And like, are you okay? Is everybody okay? You get me? So like,
it's a sensitive time. So
yeah,
I mean, that's always going to happen. That's understandable. People are going to overreact. And people are going to be like overly sensitive at their shows and stuff like that. I'm curious to see like this weekend is Day in Vegas. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. You know what I'm saying? Like my idea when I was thinking of like, how can this be avoided? It's like, don't let fucking 30,000 people be in the same section. Like divide some shit up.
Yeah,
and
but
have a lot
of his fans just bum rush though, bro.
Oh yeah. No,
like you
course,
get me.
I've been in the middle of one. Like I almost fucking passed out in the Odd Future concert in like 2013.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I mean, I just don't know how they're gonna like. If you put more barricades, you just leave. That's something else for somebody else to get smashed on. You get me? Like
I just think like there needs to be like some sort of safe exits for multiple people. Like there can't be like one exit for 30,000 people. You know what I'm saying? While they're all watching some shit. Like, it's not important. Like, and I mean, I guess because I go to a lot of concerts and I've been to plenty, like, why the fuck do you need to be so close in the first place? Like, that shit is not even cool. Like, what the fuck? You all sweaty people all over.
Yeah, but some people live for that, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm cool. I'm cool off those crowds.
Yeah.
One more topic before we get into the phone calls. Metaverse. Have you heard anything about it, or do you know anything about it?
That's
the Facebook switch.
Facebook shit. I mean, I don't like any of that like virtual reality shit. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. It just like,
why?
It's weird to me. Like, I like the real world. You feel me? Like, I enjoy this. I enjoy being like a real life joint. Yeah. I feel like people go and like they want to be in like this like Sims world and like virtual reality. It's like I don't understand it, bro. Like I don't want to be in the Matrix.
Yeah, I forgot this dude's name, but he was on the Joe Rogan podcast and he was saying our generation, when COVID hit, everybody was like, going through it because they couldn't see their friends and be in touch like that. But the Fortnite world or the Fortnite generation that's coming up, right?
Yeah.
The NBA 2K players and the people that join via video games and stuff like that, like, or a lot of the people that are the internet thugs and the people that are the keyboard gangsters and stuff like that. Yeah, the net bangers. You get me? Like, if they could be anybody that they want to be and make their own character and not have to go outside, like, we could potentially, our kids could potentially live in a virtual world and be cool with it. Like back in the day, for us, it was going outside and playing and see what we could get into.
Yeah.
You get me? Now with the future coming, like, you can just tuck and just create your own world. Like, I think that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people fail to realize that you can make just the same way that you're in these virtual realities and you create your perfect world. Like, you can do the same thing in real life, bro. I promise you. You just have to work. Like, that's literally all it is. Like, I've created my version of a perfect life for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, not completely perfect, but I used to work at a bank at a job I hated, and I used to live with my grandma, and that was not where I wanted to be. And I worked hard and I created the life I wanted to be in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people can do that too, and it takes just as much work when you're online to like click the mouse and do all this shit and like find the right fit for your fucking avatar or whatever the fuck. And I feel like people fail to realize that, like, you don't need to go virtual reality world. Like, you just really need to like dream and work hard and execute.
It's crazy how social media has made us antisocial.
Facts.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the next segment. This segment is called Talk to Me Nice. It's brought to you by Earful, Earful562 on the gram.
Shout out Earful.
On Twitter. Yeah.
I finally got a sweater.
Oh, for real?
I've been waiting for like, I don't know. How long you guys been in existence? 6-7 years. Yeah, I've been waiting 6-7 years, and I finally got one.
He gave
I
you
have to sell out a podcast. To
he gave you the I got you.
Oh, bro, I've been getting that to run around for like 6 years, bro. I've been getting the
Hey, but the quality on the sweaters are crazy,
bro. I've been known because all the homies will have one. I'll be like, let me see that, because I'm a hoodie connoisseur.
All the homies got them, but you?
Yeah, no, literally. I was starting to feel like it was one of those things.
What's up?
It was. Yeah. I was starting to think like, I don't know if you've ever like flirted like you. Let's say you like a girl.
You were the rival.
I wasn't the rival. Have you ever like been somewhere and like you like a girl, but she's not really showing you affection, so you start like flirting with her homegirl?
Yeah.
And then that girl will start to like fuck with you. I feel like it was almost that situation where like they were giving it to everybody around me, and I wanted it so bad. I'm like, I just need some Earful, dog. I'll pay anything. Like, it worked. If that's what you were doing, it worked.
Yeah, for real. That's his marketing scheme.
Yeah, that was a great marketing scheme.
He had to build the hype for it. Real quick.
God, it worked. It worked.
Hey, but honestly, once I met these guys, Johnny, they pulled up deep here at the crib, and like, I seen the sweaters with the embroidery and stuff like that. And everybody around me, like, that does clothing, right? Because everybody got a clothing brand now and stuff like that. Silk screens and does all that stuff, right? And this is one of the first street brands that I seen that was like into quality.
Facts.
You get me? And so, even working with them, right? We've talked about other drops and different things that they're doing, right? And he's like, nah, it just has to be classic, bro. Yeah. It has to be epic. Like, yeah. So even like the flannels that they drop, like they're handmade flannels from scratch. Like they got the pattern, you feel me? But he went for like the street aesthetics of, the hood and where they grew up. But yeah, shout out Earful562. Make sure y'all follow them. Let's get into the first phone call. Here we go.
What up? You just tuned into the LIQ podcast. Justin, the Barbarics. I don't know if it's anything that I could say. I have a few things I would like to throw out there on your show. But since I'm going to do it through my barbershop page, the Barbarics Barbershop, I would say, do you think barbers are important? And if so, do you think barbers are important? Why? And if so, do you think barbers are unappreciated? And let me know.
All right. The question is, do you think barbers are important, and do you think barbers are unappreciated?
I don't think they're unappreciated. I think they're so important. I get a haircut once a week. It's like whenever I get a haircut, it's
and
like
low key barbers be getting pussy for bros. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
Like yeah.
Nah, there's been times bitches be like, "Oh, thank your barber for me," and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell him, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Like it really works. Like every week when I get a haircut, I'm refreshed. I'm a new man. Like he's back. It's
Yeah,
really
it make you feel different, changes your mood.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What's it called? Me personally, like I feel like barbers are appreciated. I have a homie that like he won't let nobody else touch his head. He's like, nah, like the dude, his barber had COVID, so he grew his hair out. You get me? Like he's like, nah, like I got my man. Like
I would have cured my barber's COVID.
for real.
I actually did risk getting COVID.
Yeah,
when my
for your
had
barber?
COVID. Yeah,
Yeah.
During like April of like 2020.
So would you go to anybody to cut your hair?
Fuck no.
Nah?
Nah, hell no.
You got chopped before?
Everybody has. Yeah, I've been getting a haircut for so long. Like, it's just.
I cut my own hair. I've been cutting my own hair since junior high, so like I just don't let nobody touch my head. My brother's actually a barber. I don't let him touch my head.
But you're probably you have experience by now.
Yeah, I was in junior high.
But like you don't fuck your shit up. Right?
Nah, I was in junior high, and like my brother, he knew how to cut hair ahead of me. So I went to Arizona for with the family. He's like, yeah, I know how to cut hair, and I came back bald. So he's like, my brother's like, yeah, I'll teach you how to cut hair. We got home, he's like, just keep practicing, and if you mess up, just bald again. You feel me? So I'm older now. I know how to cut my own hair. So
That's dope.
Yeah, I cut my son's hair. Like
sometimes I wish I knew how to cut my own hair, but at the same time, like I like getting my hair cut.
Or
you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of a thing with barbershop experience and all that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that and then too, like I feel like because I don't go to barbers that often. Once in a while, I'll venture out just because I don't want to cut my own hair. I don't want to cut my son's hair.
Yeah.
So I'll throw him out there in the water. For me, I just trim my own joint. You feel me? But like I feel like prices on barbers have just gotten kind of crazy. You get me?
That shit.
Like you get me? Like
That shit
$100
jumped up so quick, like
bro.
When I first started getting my haircut, this was like 2004. I don't know, like when I started going to like real barbershops.
Yeah, how much you pay for a haircut?
Now I pay $50
Just to get cut. And that's a regular fade, beard, everything, the whole nine.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah.
50, yeah. And that's
I feel
that's every
old.
week. You know what I'm saying?
I feel old, but I used to go into the barbershop as a kid and pay a solid 15. Like
I used to pay, when I first started, it was like $6, $7. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then it was like 10, and then I'm like, okay, 10. Then it went to 15.
and then the
it went
home
to 20.
visits. The home visits.
Oh,
that's a hundo.
That's a hundo. But it
That's
went to 15,
crazy.
20. It was at 20 for a while. And from 20 just jumped up to 50 so fast.
Yeah.
It happened like overnight. I was like, what the fuck? How did it go from 20 to 50? But
You tip on top of the 50?
no, it's really 40, but I give them 50. So,
Oh, where?
you know what I'm
So
saying?
it's
just
in,
it's even
yeah.
number, like,
It's funny. Hey, yo,
Yeah.
I used to go get the Asian massages. You get me?
yeah.
And it's like a set price, but like they expect their tip.
Yeah,
So I took the homie one time, right? The $15 tip is
Yeah.
like, man, though, you feel me?
Yeah.
The homie gave him 5 and the lady was like, nah. I'm like, nah, I need more. Like,
oh,
I need that.
what you can do for the other
But yeah, I feel like people respect their barbers. People appreciate their barbers. It's a special relationship. What I don't like is that the stories I hear, right, is when somebody goes to another barber and then those barbers get hurt. Like that's your girl. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yo, I'm switching, bro. Chill. Like, you feel me? Like people get hurt over that stuff. So barbers are a little sensitive, but I mean, there's a close relationship you guys have in people's lives. You get me?
No, absolutely.
So,
I have 2 barbers. Like one,
do they know each other?
no, they don't. They don't. But
It's like a relationship. It's
on
funny,
God,
bro.
it felt a little weird, like when I had to leave.
Yeah.
My recent barber, because he had been cutting mine and my son's hair for like 3 years.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like he's all the way in Lakewood, and
He traveled to Long Beach for his cut.
Yeah, I mean, I was going. I
Yeah.
was still going. I was living in Hawthorne. I would go. Living in Hollywood, I would go. But it just became like way too inefficient. Like it would literally take me 3-4 hours out of my day because it took me an hour to get there at like minimum, like on a good day. And then it would take me an hour in the chair, an hour and a half back. You know what I'm saying? That's just like not smart.
It wasn't the move.
It's literally just not smart. Like,
Hey,
it's just,
hey, when you go to your barber, When you go to one barber after the other barber cut your hair, does he like knock the haircut?
No,
Like,
no,
hey,
they
bro,
keep it
like,
player.
really? They keep it hood?
Yeah.
All right, cool,
They keep
cool,
it
cool.
player. They're not gonna talk shit unless like.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I'm at the level where I'm not gonna just go to any barber or anything.
Yeah.
Like, I actually recently. No, I don't want to talk about that. That's cool.
All right, next phone call. We'll hold you on that. Let's get it.
So, do you think that a fair relationships can work out in the long run?
All right, the question is, do you think affair relationships can work out in the long run?
Like,
Like an affair, like when people have affairs?
oh,
Yeah, not like affair, like we're all on the up and standing. No, it's
so
like an
they
affair.
started off like if one of them was a side piece.
Yeah,
right?
the
And then-
side piece, and then the dude
then
marries the side piece, and then like, do you think that relationship will work out?
I mean, I feel like it varies, but you also like. There's been times where like I've been a side piece, right?
Yeah.
And
How did you feel? I just like,
it was cool, actually. Bro,
I
the side
respected
piece
the
is
side-
like
for
the-
guys, the side piece is cool.
Bro, the
Yeah.
side piece is like the best position to be in, bro.
Johnny, like, yeah.
Especially during the holidays. Like, you don't gotta buy nobody shit.
Gifts,
Like,
yeah.
you know you're not getting shit on, so it's like, it's cool.
That's funny.
But like, there's been times where, like, I was a side piece, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, they would be like, you know, upset at their, you know, at their man or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there would be like some, you know, some late night conversations like, you ever think like me and you will work out? I'm like, nah, like I see what you do to them. Like, what the fuck? You got me fucked up. Like,
That's
you
crazy.
you might just like having a side piece.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm special. I think you just might like having someone at home and somebody on the side. So what the fuck am I gonna take you in the house for? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have somebody waiting outside. Like, it probably looks like me too. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
there was the homegirl that was a hoe.
she was a hoe or she still is?
Well, I don't know if she still is. I haven't talked to her for like years,
Oh,
but
okay, let
like
me know,
growing
let me
up,
know. Yeah.
let me know. Yeah, I don't know what she's at, what she's on, but she was like the hoe growing up. So when I got older, it was just my turn to hit. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so like it was just convenient. And like she tried to lock me down, and I'm like, nah, like I'm not him. Too many people touched it already.
Yeah,
you feel
you're from
me?
the streets, yeah.
But I have seen affair relationships. People get married with whoever they're having an affair with, and I think anything is possible. So I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they sometimes I've heard the expression like, don't let your significant other keep you away from your soulmate. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
that might be, you know, that might be true. Might be.
And
like,
what's crazy is that all the problems that your ex that you left was complaining about, that person now is changed for the new person that they're with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like all the baggage that everybody was complaining about in their marriage or whatever, like they cut that fat out. But maybe it's just that those people didn't know how to live together. You know, living with somebody's hard, bro. You feel me?
for
I
sure.
mean, when you guys ain't on the same page and you don't know what the relationship is and you don't know what's going on, I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
In reality, like, I feel like anything can work out with two people wanting to. Because Indian people be having arranged marriages and they stay married their entire lives, right? It's just because they don't think there's an option of like, we're not breaking up. That's not even an option. So let's learn how to work together. You know what I'm saying? So I think it can work out. But personally, me, like if I'm the side piece, like I can't transition you into, you know, being like the main.
The main, It won't work out for you, but it could definitely work out.
Because I know how you are already. You already showed me that side.
You going through phones or not?
Hell no.
Have you ever went through a phone?
Oh, I went through a phone one time.
Yeah.
I didn't eat for like 3 days.
For real? That's crazy. You found
It's
some
just
shit?
like, hell yeah. You know,
Oh
bro,
my
you look through
God.
anybody's shit, bro. You'll find some shit.
If you're looking for something, you're going to find it.
Yeah, bro.
So like, that girl that was a hoe, I went through her phone just to prove she was a hoe.
Yeah.
You can feel me? Like, I'm here cuddling with you because you're giving me the sad stories and I'm doing what I got to do. But like, look, like I used to tell her, like, go on a date and hit me after. Like, go eat.
Yeah.
So let her feed you. Like, that's crazy. So I hope that answers your question. It's not for us, but it could definitely happen in the world that we live in today.
Facts.
All right, next phone call.
Yeah, it's your boy Fat Fucking Jesus from the 562. And yo, I got a question for you fools. All right, let me see. What was the question again? The question is, what advice do you give to someone who gives good advice but doesn't take his own advice himself? What do you guys say to that? Holla at your boy. It's your boy Fat Fucking Jesus from the 562. Yeah.
All right, what are you telling somebody that's giving you advice and they ain't taking it themselves, bro? When they're like, hey, bro, you need to do this, you need to do that, but you know them in real life and you know they ain't doing none of that.
I feel like you gotta...
Have you ever had that in your life or not?
If somebody's telling me... Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, I feel like my mom's does that sometimes. She'll be like, yeah, you gotta do this, and I'll be like...
But you never did it.
I'm like, you too, mom. You know, but like we have a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, if you guys are comfortable enough, like sharing advice, like one way, like you should be able to dish it back. You know what I'm saying? So when you're like thinking of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. You kind of have to put it back on them. You know what I'm saying? Also, and like, because at the end of the day, like if I don't talk to like nobody about my problems unless it's like super close people to me. So we're that close anyway. So I want you to be good. I want me to be good. You know what I'm saying? So
I have a homie that before I got to know him, he would like give me advice like on what was gonna be new and popping. Like, bro, like let's say it's stocks, for instance, right? Yeah. You need to invest in this. You need to do this. You need to do that. All while like. I realized the advice that he's giving me, he's just trying to convince himself. You get me with what he's saying. So be careful with those people. Like, you get me? They'll try to convince you just to convince their own self that it's the move. Somebody will throw you off of that bridge to see if you can swim, to see if they can make it. You get me? So beware of those people and always watch, what do they say? Like a fruit will always bear its tree or a tree will always bear its fruit. So when it comes to people and advice, I always look at the fruit. You feel me? Is there life around them with what they're saying? Have they manifested that? Is it around them or not? And if you don't see that fruit of what they're talking about, you got to cut them off. Like,
I don't take no advice from people. I don't want to be like.
Oh yeah, I thought you had something after that.
No, that's it. Like,
I don't want to be like.
I don't want to be like them. I'm not gonna take advice from them. You feel me?
All right, yeah, let's get it. Next phone call.
LIQ, talk to me nice. This is Protector Peace Shotty, and I just want to know, why do men want to be called daddy? Why do they like it? That's my question. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.
All right. Question is, why do guys like to be called daddy? Why do you think, bro?
Probably because of pornos. I mean, I don't know why else. Like, I
never heard daddy in porn though.
Never?
Nah, I just hear a bunch of uns and ahs.
Nah, you're watching the wrong porno.
Oh, for real?
I like mine with a storyline.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, man.
No, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's not like.
I mean, not to get into your sex life, but you like to be called daddy?
No, I don't think like I won't. I like it, but I don't tell them to call me that. Yeah. You feel me?
Have you ever had a girl call you daddy?
Yeah, you know, you doing,
or they call whatever. You baby, or like
whatever. Like it's all like nonsense anyway.
I have a friend. I have a friend that always like as soon as he talks to a girl, he'll tell him like, "Oh, it's okay, daddy's here, baby." Like daddy's here. Like he introduces himself as daddy. Like you get me. Yeah. Me personally, I prefer zaddy. You get me? You got to put the Z on it because it's a little more edgy. Yeah. Yeah, the daddy is like a little outdated, but I personally think it's like a masculine thing. Yeah. And then for the girls that got daddy issues, I feel like those are the girls that like calling people daddy.
Potentially.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a sign of respect, I guess. In Latin culture, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no cap, like they say papi, like you're hitting it right. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Papi, you're hitting it right.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, it's stuff like that. Like, yeah, it can
the
be
Spanish
weird.
Hit different?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
The papi hits better than daddy.
For sure.
Yeah. 1,000%. That's crazy. You know, one of the craziest languages I heard, and I thought it was one of the sexiest languages, was French, bro.
French. What do they say over there?
I don't know the words. I just know like the way it sounds. Oh, it was crazy. I was doing a video one time in Belgium, and there were all these girls like that were behind me, and then they were doing like the whatever, right? And then I turned around and I'm like, I know you guys are talking about me. I just don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
She said, she said, you know Chris Brown, but you okay. And I was like, I bet, we in there. But the French language is crazy, bro. It's one of the craziest languages. But yeah, that's it. Real quick, can we let them know where they can find you at on your social media handles, bro?
Yes, sir. At ROSECRANS Vic on everything, on Twitter, Instagram. I do have a TikTok, I think. ROSECRANS Victor.
You active on TikTok or no?
Not really, bro. TikTok is lame as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the other day I put up a clip of mine and OG's interview.
Yeah. And
then they just muted the whole shit because he said a bad word or something. Like, I was like, what the fuck is the point of this? Like, you act like people don't say bad words outside. Like,
you're not doing no dances on there?
Fuck no. That's the thing too, is like, I'm not like of that culture. You feel me? Like, I have a dad, so it's different. Like, I feel like people like do these funny dances and like, bro, if my dad saw this, he would be ashamed of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be doing shit like that, So, but I mean, people like to TikTok or whatever. That's cute. Like, I can do it.
That's cool. You gonna hire a TikTok department for the podcast?
Facts, yeah, because I
ain't doing it yourself.
I don't know how to work it. I don't know how to work. I really have like not too much interest in it. I don't like that I'm being like
some crazy transitions go on in there. I don't know if you've seen the transition videos. They're crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that I'm being so anti about it because I feel like a dinosaur. But it's just, I feel like it's not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm never going to be like so rigid that I was like, oh, I'll never do this or never do that. It's just, I have a hard time doing it. I don't find like any passion in like wanting to do anything of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I do need to put some shit on there because I know people, like our brown bag shit is booming on there. We got like 60,000 followers every time we upload shit. So I fuck with it for that. But like my other content, like I guess it doesn't really suit TikTok so well. You know what I'm saying? And
it's a lot. The content on there is a lot shorter and it's just informational stuff. All right. Before we get out of here, we have a thing called Dear Internet. You're going to face that camera right here. And this is your last message. This is your last message to everybody listening. And you can start it with Dear Internet.
Dear Internet, wash your hands, wear a mask, or don't. I don't give a fuck. ROSECRANS Ave.
For more episodes like this, tune in, tap into the LIQ podcast, LIQpodcast.com. Make sure you tune in, tap in, and just spread the love, spread the news. Let me see if we can get the subs up there one more time. And if you guys want to be part of the show, I don't know if we can put the phone number up there. Hold up. Yeah, 626-209-9402. Make sure you guys join the community. It's growing day by day, and I want to just personally say thank you to ROSECRANS for popping up, bro. I appreciate you,
bro. I fuck with this. This is a super dope setup. I'm inspired by this, honestly. Like, to see this whole shit going on, whole operation. Super dope basketball court outside.
Word.
Fuck with it, bro. You doing your shit.
We gotta show you the skate ramp after.
Oh shit, yeah. See,
yeah. We gotta go in the
facility. Y'all don't even know they have a whole facility here, bro.
Pull up, everybody. More than welcome to pull up. All right, till next time. It's a LIQ podcast. We out here. Hold up.